welcome back to the channel. We are now on the way to Aldi. It is about 40 minutes away from our house, so we don't really go and visit Aldi that often. We normally go to Lidl or Tesco's. However, we decided to pay a trip and actually do a price comparison and see how Aldi compares to the other two. Apparently Aldi have been voted one of the best priced supermarkets for the past couple of years, I think. So I'm gonna pick up some of the staples to continue to put them away, and we shall see the prices. So guys, we're now back at home. So as per intro, I've decided to pay a trip to Aldi and see what the fuss is all about. Apparently, as I mentioned, it's meant to be the cheapest supermarket for for the past few years. But anyway, it was quite a little drive away, but we needed to go somewhere else. So again, I thought I'll pop in and pick up some extra bits, and we'll see where we get. Basically, we spent £60 and a few pennies, okay? So again, this is kind of the haul is based on what I needed to stock up on. If you've been following the channel, you know that I was desperately wanting some pasta. For some reason, I needed to have some spaghetti. I needed to fill the quota of the amount that I needed for the time that I need to have it, and I wanted some rice. Certain bits are there, not necessarily for like stocking, putting them in a cupboard, but majority of them are. So I will start with, and I will include the prices because I know you guys in America like to watch them, and people in UK probably do if you don't shop in Aldi. But I'll start with the best thing I wanted to get is basically a tuna. Tuna is still 55p, and I know that Tesco's do a price match. As they do price match, everybody else is pretty much a 55p if you buy the individual tuna chunks. I have few tins of tuna in my little pile. However, the tuna really does not go a long way. If you think the tin is 145 grams and its drained weight is 100 grams. To be fair, like 2 tins will do you like a round of sandwiches for lunchtime, and it all depends how many people you have. But you could imagine it doesn't really go a long way. If you're doing the jacket potatoes, like between us three, we'll probably do like 3-4 tins of tuna sometimes, and we're not having a huge appetite. But if I have a jacket potato or sandwich, it's a tuna inside, I want to eat tuna anyway. So nonetheless, so 55 pence. So we bought like box of 24, which is easier because it's easier just to put away and stack it away in the cupboard. All right. So next thing, right, I'll move on to I'm gonna just follow my way around the angel cakes, right? I'm not a huge baker. So I don't like baking. I like baking, but apart from normal bread, baking just doesn't seem to work for me. I know it's like an art. You have to your heart have to be in it, and my heart is not in the baking, it's in the cooking. Anyway, but I've seen those. It's the angel cakes. It's basically sticky toffee and apple scone mix, and it was reduced to 49p, which I think is pretty good. Although the date on this is like 6 months. However, it's made of little sachets. You've got 2 sachets, and you've got the toffee, and you have apple pieces to mix in together. Because they're sealed, I don't see a reason why they wouldn't last a bit longer if they have to, but for 50p, I just put them in a cupboard and I'll see how it goes. Again, next thing on my topping up agenda was the little sauces. I have a lot of pasta, but I just don't have enough of the jarred sauces. And I love the jar ones because you can reuse the jars for picklings, for whatever else that I do. Anyway, they are in Aldi at 65p for the tomato ones. There are 3 options. You have mushrooms, tomato, and meatball sauce, which is at the bottom. So to be fair, 65p is not bad. It's a few pence cheaper than Lidl, which is so far the first thing that is cheaper than Lidl. And yeah, I'm quite happy. I've got 6 of them, which is great. So next thing I have sweet and sour sauce, which is 69p. So I've got 2 of them. Again, this is to do with the rice sauces. So again, I think it's a great buy. I know it sounds like it's a lot of money, but 69p, they'll do a family, probably a family of 3, I would imagine, if not family of 4, depending whether you put in extra vegetables with it or not. Right, carrot. Sorry, I gotta laugh. I just can't bring myself. I know I have to as a prepper. I grow my own carrots, but I just don't have enough space to grow enough carrots to last us for the whole season. So I bought some sliced carrots, and they were only 30p. They are generally tinned carrots are quite mushy, but I've got the recipes I'll share with you guys to make some nice vegetable rice. That's fine. We can deal with that. But one frustrating thing why do you not make tins? They're like they don't stuck together, and this is really frustrating. I can't have this in my pantry, in my cupboard, and the tins are just gonna do this all the time. So 30p great, but make them stack. Like, come on, common sense. So anyway, I only got 4 because I just still can't bring myself, and I have to. I know as a prepper, I have to bring myself to stock up more vegetables, and I just haven't just done it yet. It's a process. So anyway, so I found those taco mixed beans in a tomato sauce, slightly chili. They were 65p, which sounds a little bit expensive for the mixed beans, because I think you can pick them up a little bit cheaper at Tesco's and Lidl. However, they've got sauce already with it, so you don't have to drain it. It's got a little bit chili in it, so it's kind of all ready to go for whatever recipe you're using. So you kind of have extra ingredients you otherwise have to buy. So that was a win for me, so I give them a try and see if I like them. So meatballs, I bought a couple of them for comparison with Lidl. They are 63p against Lidl 59p, so tin doesn't look particularly great. It looks like somebody splattered on the road, but I'm going to give them a taste test and then we'll make a decision. Right, I just follow from the top. I bought this. Again, this is not a pantry staple, but I did mention before, guys, to have sauces and sort of condiments that are going to make your life easier, potentially, if there's not enough sort of decent fresh food around there, just to jazz up a basic thing. So chili and garlic little sauce, which I've never seen before, £1.19, so it's quite a big jar, so worth a go. Little vitamin tablets, 85p in there, and I think they're pretty much 85p in major supermarkets. I bought some Coke to try. It's £1.39 for 6, which I think is quite a good price. I don't know how nice it's going to be, but a normal Coca-Cola is quite expensive, and if you're stocking up, if you kids or teenagers like drinking that, like, it's a stupid amount of money. So £1.39, give it a go. If it's nice, I'll buy a few extras. Talking about the drinks, we'll have those little squashy things, the little drinkies. I would totally love juice, and you cannot possibly replace like fresh juice or even the carton juice. This is like still the next best thing. They were £1.29. It's got 20 servings in there, and this is something I can just store in a cupboard. So if you can't get any juices, this little thing in there just gets a bit of taste to water. So, which I'm pretty happy with. So, noodles, ramen noodles in the US, you guys call them. They call them here instant noodles. I bought 4 packs, they're 32p. Those things used to be 2 penny. Like, I'm pretty sure I remember as they were like 12 pence. Now they're literally gone up to 32p. It's got until pretty much the end of next year, so we have a whole year. Again, you can do a lot of that. I watched a Gok Wang program, right? If you like cooking, he does amazing things with things like that. And apparently they eat them there like all the time. So I bought extra 4. I did buy some from Lidl before. They were 50p from one of those Oriental weeks that they had, but 32p. I'll give them a try and see if they're better. Then I'll certainly buy some more. Right, little chalky bars, sweet treats, 62p. That's meant to be like a Mars substitute. Then I will give it a go anyway before going further. Rice, the rice is dearest at 48 pence. Actually, not dearest, but it's the same thing as Asda right now. It's a 48, 49p, so not too bad. I've got 5 packets just to, as I feel a compulsion with the rice and pasta still anyway. So 5 packets, not the end of the world. Skimmed milk, 75p. Again, that seems to be at the moment pretty standard. I think Lidl doing 75p. I think if you like in Asda, you can get their yellow one for maybe like 62p. I'm not sure, but I don't always see it. So here we are, 75p. Happy days, because prices of fresh milk now are like absolutely ridiculous. They're going through the roof. Right, next thing, that's not sort of relevant, but it's there because I did pay for the £60. That was the shop, and there's a chocolate coins for Kitty. They're like 59p reduced by 10 pence. I bought 4 of them, so you can deduct this from the price if you really need to. Right, potatoes. Although I like my dry mashed potato, which I think is amazing. I have tried the tin potatoes and they are a-okay. And at the moment in Aldi, they're 37 pence, and they still had quite a few. I know some people commented that apparently there's shortages of the potatoes, the tin potatoes, but Aldi, we've gone to the big Aldi, they had quite a few. So I only bought 4 because I do have some already from the other supermarkets. So that's where we're at. I bought some of those. I've been buying them before, pre-Brexit as well, because of the pasta things. They are spinach and ricotta. They're already filled pasta. They don't need to go in the fridge. They're 75 pence, and they last until March next year. But if I have the room in the fridge or freezer, you can put them in there. They'll last like for much longer. Again, it's not really a prepper pantry for the long term, but a ready-made, easy steel pasta with filling already inside. Happy days. I bought juice. That's meant to be for sweet and sour sauce anyway, but 85p their juices seem to be a standard, and I know you can get them cheaper, much cheaper from other supermarkets. I bought the mayonnaise to try. They're 79p, which is now seems to be a standard through other supermarkets. The colour looks a bit healthier than the Asda's Essential range, so I'm going to give that one a go and see if it's nice. And of course, the mince pies. I keep buying the mince pies. Every time I do the haul, buying the mince pies, and then somebody keep eating them. But the price is £1.09, and it's the same is in Lidl. And the last but not least, I was after a brie from Lidl for weeks. And their brie gone up from 70 pence to £1.09, and then they just disappeared. And then I found this measly brie in Aldi. It was £1.39. It's 150 grams. It's tiny. It's much smaller than the one that was in Aldi, in Lidl, and it's obviously more money. So anyway, give it a go. But again, this is not a prepper thing, but if you want to deduct the figures, then do. And sorry, I've got the crisps. I bought the snack right. That's 30 pack of crisps, and they were £3.39, which look like probably average price for the supermarket own brand big bags. We're a bit peckish in a way, so we tried a couple of them, and they kind of tasted a bit vile. Whether it was just a wrong batch, I don't know. But the oil, like you can smell and taste the oil. It smelled like it was a bit off. And the salt and vinegar thing, the vinegar thing was really vinegary in a bad way. Like it was a cheap, bland white vinegar without any like other seasoning. It just tasted a bit funny. So I've tried Tesco's Asda and Lidl, and they were far better taste than that for the similar money. So I don't think I'll be buying that again. Right, and the last thing, it brings me to a pasta, my spaghettis. And I'm so frustrated. We all know, I don't know if any of you guys done this before, it's when you look at Lidl or Aldi and their pricing is like upside down, do you know what I mean? They're pointing up at the wrong thing. And there was a spaghetti there and they said it was 28p. And it was stuff like on 2 shelves and side by side. So I was like, okay. But I think somebody either mixed them up or I just totally messed it up. But they're meant to be 28p, but clearly picked up a wrong one. And ended up being 75p. And normally I'm one of those people, right, because I normally shop in Lidl, I kind of know after, like, if you shop in the same supermarket all the time, you know the price in the end of the checkout before you even look at the receipt. You just know. You just kind of, if you're like me, you know the prices. I've got OCD, so I know. So automatically, quite often, like, after checkout, look at the receipt, so something's not wrong, and I find an error. In this instant, the toddler was screaming. I didn't look at the receipt because I haven't shopped in the supermarket like before, so I wasn't, like, my pricing weren't registered in my head. Anyway, I paid 75p each, and I bought 8 of them, and I was so annoyed because they basically costed me like extra, pretty much almost £4, and I could have bought like 10 kilos of rice for that, and I overpaid, but only realised when I got home. So it's just very frustrating, but nonetheless, there's a tip to learn, guys. If you like shop in Lidl Asda, just make sure that you, like, the prices are correspond to the correct product, because sometimes other people put the stuff in wrong places, or it just no cheap stuff left, and then I just put most expensive stuff in its placement. I don't know, but it really irritated me today. So here, and another thing I've noticed, but I didn't buy, is water. The water that had 4 bottles for like £1.29 or whatever. I put the picture up anyway. But there's far more, but where you can buy them in Lidl, like individually bottles. It's like, it was quite a big difference. So I was going to pick some big bottles up and sort of shove them in, you know, with my other water, but they're not for that price. So I didn't bother. So technically, comparing the prices, yes, some things are a little bit cheaper. Majority of things are probably the same. So how do they get the Supermarket of the Year award for the prices? I don't know. I have had some little products before, and the quality-wise, wouldn't say it's particularly overly better than anything else. So winning the awards, I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, this is what it is. So this is what 60 quid gets you in little Aldi if you're prepper, if that's what you want. Anyway, so that was hopefully just for guys, for you, for entertainment, whoever wants to know how much stuff is in Lidl. I say this again, how much stuff is in Aldi. And yes, hopefully you find this entertaining or maybe at all helpful. So if you do, don't forget to subscribe, thumbs up, check out loads of videos I got for prepping, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye bye.